statement by 974, prisoners from 94 prisons in Iran, including 874 political prisoners and 100 common prisoners. August 2024. Justice seeking. A continuous movement for accountability and opposition to executions. On the 36th anniversary of the Massacre of Political Prisoners during the summer of 1988, an atrocity instigated by a criminal fatwa from Ruhollah Khomeini and recognized as one of the most grievous crimes against humanity in contemporary history, we solemnly remember the 30,000 political prisoners who were sent to the gallows in various prisons across Iran, and we recall the fact that this issue was reported to the UN Secretary-General in a letter in September 1988. In July 2024, Mr. Javed Rehman, the UN Special Rapporteur on the situation of human rights in Iran, provided a detailed account of this horrific massacre, emphasizing that human rights violations in Iran remain systematic and ongoing. In his final report, he classified the crimes committed during 1981, 1982, and the 1988 massacre by the execution-driven regime as crimes against humanity and instances of genocide. We honor the memory of all those who sacrificed their lives in Iran's struggle for freedom. The sole crime of these prisoners, who were children of the Iranian nation, was their steadfast opposition to oppression, their defense of freedom and justice, and their unwavering resolve. According to the testimony of surviving prisoners, 90% of those executed were members of the People's Mojahedin Organization of Iran, PMOI-MEK. The Velayat-e-Faqih dictatorship, in its efforts to conceal these crimes, has destroyed mass graves and suppressed grieving families. Yet, 36 years later, these actions have failed to extinguish the flame of the justice-seeking movement. Each year, new aspects of this tragedy are revealed, and the voices of families and justice-seeking mothers resonate throughout the nation. The regime's oppression and mass killings of the Iranian people and their children did not cease in 1988. Their continuation can be clearly seen in the 2009 uprisings, the November 2019 protests that resulted in 1,500 casualties, the freedom fighters who fell in the 2022 uprising, the massacre of youth in the Mashar reed beds, the shootings of defenseless people and Baluch protesters in Zahedan on Bloody Friday, September 30, 2022, in Zahedan, the killing of Peshmerga and brave youth in Kurdistan and other Iranian cities, as well as the Ukrainian plane disaster. The execution-driven regime continues to hang the children of the Iranian people daily, with thousands more currently on death row. Now thousands of bereaved families are demanding the prosecution of those responsible for these heinous acts. This pursuit of justice is the rightful demand of a nation trapped in the grip of the oppressive Velayat-e-Faqih regime. As we mark the 36th year since the 1988 Massacre of Political Prisoners, we, the prisoners from within Iran's prisons, join this call for justice and assert the following. 1. The criminal and state-sanctioned death penalty in Iran must be immediately halted and abolished. 2. We demand the prosecution of all individuals responsible for ordering and carrying out the 1988 massacre and the subsequent killings of civilians on the streets. Signatories. The names of the prisons and the prisoners, as well as their signatures, have been deposited in safekeeping with the Secretariat of the National Council of Resistance of Iran.